Hey, what's going on, everybody? Wanted to do a quick review on Cloudways hosting service. Tell you guys some of the things that I like about it, and hopefully help you with your decision making by the end of the video. Before we get started, Cloudways is offering a free trial of their service, so you can try it out and see if it's for you. There is a link below this video. If you click that link, you will have access to Cloudways free trial. Like I said, you can click that link below the video. You can do that now while I'm talking and browse the site or get started, or you can wait until the end of the video before clicking that link. Okay, so there are a lot of good features that makes Cloudways I should say, a very good hosting service and company. But the very main, most important thing, at least to me, I'm an affiliate marketer, an internet marketer. I've run a few internet marketing businesses, and I rely heavily on Google's approval of my website in order to generate traffic, customers, and leads. With that being said, one of the most important features in being able to rank outside of SEO is page speed. How fast does your page load? That is very important to Google because it's about end user experience. If your website takes too long to load, then Google doesn't project that the user will have a good end experience. So you want your pages to load very quickly. And Cloudways, unlike most of the shared hosting companies that are very popular that we tend to go with, especially when we're first starting out, Cloudways websites typically load in half a second. Yeah, and in less than a second, I should say. Typically load in less than a second. They have a plugin. It's called like Breeze or something like that. I forgot what it was. I just used it the one time and set it up, and boom, your websites will load much faster. I used to use HostGator, and I didn't have any problems with HostGator until my website began to grow. And I, put more videos, more pictures. I started to get more comments, and all of a sudden I got a notice saying that I was going over the data usage, dangerously close to the data usage limit or something like that. And they suspended my service. So that was the first problem I ran into because I started running out of end nodes, right? So I didn't have any space. My websites, my server was no longer automatically being backed up or any of that type of stuff. So those were my main issues switching from shared to Cloudways because one, my pages loaded much quicker, very, very quick. And almost instantly my Google, I'm not sure the exact name, but my Google grade for my website went from C to A because of my page loading. You know what I mean? And I've built my backlinks, I've done my on-page SEO, but that was the main factor in changing everything for me. So that has a large effect on my Google rankings. So that's, for me, if you're doing any type of sales online and you need more traffic and leads or whatever, then this is where you should go. Especially if you plan on scaling your website up, because the bigger it gets, the harder it is for shared hosting. And when you get to that point, what they typically do, because this is what they suggested to me, was to get a VPS, a virtual private server, or get one of their dedicated servers, which depending on the company that you go with, can cost up to like $400 a month. But with Cloudways, whether you go with like HostGator or Bluehost, whoever it might be, if you go with their VPS or their dedicated server, Cloudways is still going to be much, 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 much cheaper, right? So, because Cloudways, you get a dedicated server. That's why your pages are so fast. You get a full dedicated server just for you, but none of the maintenance and stuff. So, like, I'm not like really technically inclined on how that type of stuff works. But with Cloudways, it's very easy. The user interface is super friendly. But it is a bit different than the typical hosting platforms, but the user interface is friendly. You just it's a bit of a learning curve to get it, but everything is it's very easily organized. It's not like one of those very complex dedicated server places where you kind of have to have some knowledge going in order to set everything up. This is made for the beginner and the novice. So you don't have to have a lot of technical. That's the thing that kept me from doing the dedicated server thing, because I didn't have that knowledge. I wanted everything pretty much done for me. But Cloudways allows me that type of freedom. So it's not a big headache, to learn it. It was very easy, not as intimidating as I initially thought it would be. So that was a great thing. So instead of because Cloudways is pay as you go or pay for usage, that's why it's cheaper. So if you have like a slow month where you're not getting a lot of traffic, you don't pay the same as you did the month before, where you might have had a much more busy month. I think that's very important, and it allows the little guys to be able to afford dedicated hosting. That's very important to me. The other thing that I want, it's easy to create servers too. Like a new server is done with one click, and they allow you to use different servers like the Amazon server. What's the other one that's really popular? I don't use them, but DigitalOcean, that's the other one. And like I said, you have unlimited node usage. With HostGator, I was like 100,000. However they measure that, I was like 100,000 over. Mine was in the red, but I don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't, like I said, you don't need a skill set to set this type of stuff up. It's done within just a few clicks. Also, you get bot protection when you first start. I think that's very important. And the only thing, this is the only thing that I didn't like about the service, which almost stopped me from signing up, but I'm glad that they offered the free trial, because once I was able to use that, I saw how easy this would be and that it wouldn't be a problem. But they don't offer email. Like HostGator, you can get an email account through their servers, and they don't have FTP. That's the only thing. So it is a small hiccup learning how to get around the FTP thing, but they have the tutorials, the platform videos. They have videos on YouTube of other users who pretty much make it a very step-by-step walkthrough process. And the other thing, this is what I meant to mention at the beginning, it's so easy to migrate your websites. It's so easy to switch from HostGator to Cloudways because they literally have a plugin that allows easy migration. That is, to me, that's also a very intimidating thing to do, migrating websites. I've done it before, but to me, it's kind of intimidating because of all the steps. But with Cloudways, there's literally a plugin that makes it very easy. So, like I said, they have they have a free trial. When you use that free trial, this is what I did. You use the free trial and you migrate your websites very quickly. No failures, no errors, or any of that. At least I haven't experienced any so far. Very seamless process. And then you get to try them out and see if your websites are faster. See if you can get the hang of the interface. And you're I can't guarantee anything, but typically you're going to love this and you'll see the benefit of it, and you'll never switch back. So that's where I landed at. And for the price of, I only have around 5 main websites, and I have a bunch of auxiliary or satellite websites that aren't as important. For my main websites, I'm still paying less than what I was paying for my shared hosting plan on HostGator. So yeah, it's the best option. You're not going to find anything like this for the price. None of this value for that type of price. So especially if you're just beginning, because in order to have a WordPress website, now you need WordPress hosting, and that can be very expensive. That's the other thing I didn't like about HostGator is every time WordPress updates, I have to go to the chat and talk to a support person to upgrade the PHP, so that I can then upgrade my WordPress. And that began to be very tedious. So that's what made me begin to look for WordPress hosting. It was expensive, so I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to switch. And then I found Cloudways. And because of their free trial, I was able to use it. So I'll stop rambling now. The video is way longer than I thought it would be, but there was a lot of details I wanted to give you. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, there is a link below this video that will, if you click that link, you'll have access to Cloudways free trial, and then you can see for yourself what I'm talking about. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope you find everything you were looking for. Have a good one.